Wonder what we got on the docket for today. Let's go see. Okay, on to our next victim. Okay, customer says rough idle at times. It feels like vehicle wants to shut down and can especially notice it when the compressor AC is turned on. And check and advise. This Honda Accord. Alrighty. Let's fire her up. So far, so good. Alright, 157,000 miles. Probably use a couple things like plugs, maybe fuel injection service. Let's see what it does. When having a rough idle, there could be a cause of a few things. Let me show you. You could be having some fouled out spark plugs, but this customer had already had their spark plugs done about 10,000 miles ago. Next thing is, you could have a clogged air filter. That one doesn't look too bad. Next thing is that mass airflow sensor right up in there. You could get something as small as a leaf stuck in your mass airflow sensor, and that can cause a lot of problems as well. And of course, a vacuum leak, you know, up here somewhere. You can have a vacuum leak in your plastic intake that they have. It could be a number of things, but also too, check for codes, because even if you don't have a check engine light that's on right now, it could have triggered it in the history. So we're going to plug up the scanner and see what we got. Now I want a complete report, so I'm just going to hit that button right there, and it's going to go through all of the car's computers that are installed on it and see if I have any issues. So we'll come right back to that after it is completed, because this will take a few minutes. Well, we got pretty good news. Everything in green is good, obviously. Got something wrong with the ABS, but I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about engine issues. So let's go down to system list. Let's go down to PGM, FI, engine, see if we can see if we got any kind of history issues. Well, I know I don't have any codes, but I'm going to read them anyways, okay? No trouble codes. Alright, good deal. Since everything is gone to computers nowadays, you don't have a throttle cable. You have a throttle actuator, which is electronic. And yes, those can go bad because it is electronic. And you can actually relearn them also. Let me show you this too. My high price scanner here, I can go to throttle learning right there. And it will tell me the throttle position, learning, and all that good jazz there. But I don't think we have a problem, but we'll probably end up doing it anyways, just for shits and giggles there. Let's read all the computer sensors and all that good stuff with the engine running. So let's go to read data stream. Okay, let's just select all and go ahead and check all that out. A lot of this stuff will be gibberish, but hey, at least it's giving us something, because it can actually tell you what it's supposed to be, what it is, and what it's reading now. So, well, checking the live data, I don't have any misfiring on any of the spark plugs, which I didn't think was going to be, because like I said, the customer just had these things replaced about 10,000 miles ago. And I'll draw your attention to another thing. You see that right there? Engine oil life? It's at 31%. Now, this is in here for an oil change, but low oil can cause issues too, because the computer has to compensate for low oil pressure and all that good jazz. So yes, that can throw off your idle as well. Your idle air temperature sensor and voltage and number one block heater info, well, apparently that is looking good as well. Don't see any problems there. And finally, we're going to take a look at our mass airflow sensor readings. Okay, value, standard range, yep, standard range. So electronically there is nothing wrong. So I believe this is going to be something mechanically wrong. Let's dive in some more. Sorry, forgot one. Throttle positioning sensor. That's in good range. Sensor A, that is in fair range there. Yeah, everything's looking good there. Like I said, mechanical problem. Another good test would be is to check your voltage to see how much it drops when you put a load on it, like turning the AC on. Engine off, we're looking good. Go ahead and start this thing again. Let's go check it to see what the voltage looks like without turning the AC on just yet. Well, our alternator is charging. It's good stuff. Let's see what it does when you turn that AC compressor on. So we're back in. Let's turn that AC on. I mean, customer's not lying. I mean, you can actually feel it, you know, the idle change when you turn the AC on. But that happens a lot anyways. Now, of course, the AC compressor cycles on and off, so it's going to drop a little bit. Let's see. When the AC compressor clicks on, you're going to see the voltage drop. There you go. Just dropped about a volt because it's putting a load on the engine. I got to see what is the parameter for how much voltage drop we have when we have the AC compressor on. Let's watch it one more time. You're gonna hear a click. Click. There you go. Dropped almost a full volt.
All right, go ahead.
Well, quite unfortunately on this one, your front motor mount is done and the passenger side motor mount is done too, because that's a whole lot of movement when I was brake torquing it. So yeah, we're gonna recommend that. Okay, that motor mount's coming out and that motor mount's coming out. So what of course I need to do is throw a jack under it, support the engine with a piece of wood, of course, so I don't crack the aluminum oil pan. And let's just get started. Genuine Honda front motor mount would be there, and here's the side mount. There, shouldn't be too hard. Now I just need to pop out these three 17mm bolts, 1, 2, and then there's one in the back. Pop that 17mm out and then slide it out. But I like to make things easier, so we're gonna pop that one out, and take that 10mm out and I'm gonna pull this whole thing out. Now I'm not going to stick that motor mount in just yet because I want this engine to be able to maneuver so I can fish that front motor mount out. So we're going to leave that for right now. Still got my jack under it, and let's pull those bolts out. Now all I got left is these four 14mm bolts on each corner of this motor mount, and hopefully it will slide through. And we got to plug up, I believe, one little line, I believe. Now the front motor mount is a little bit different. You got all four of those bolts out, but you got to flip this upside down because this thing has a, oh, well, I guess it's already off. See that little nipple there? It's a little vacuum hose right there. And I believe this, yep, right down there. You can see it. Trying to focus. Anyways, we got to plug that back up when we put the new one in. This little vacuum hose here. Of course, you just slide it to the right and fish it on out. Old, new, genuine Honda. Old, new, genuine Honda. All right, vacuum hose is plugged in from the bottom. Sorry I couldn't get you a picture of that. Just gonna have to trust me. And then let's go ahead and put our four bolts in and not drop them. You can put this protective rubber back on. And let the jack down just a little bit. And of course, there's a little brace cap thing. And these big ass weighted nut things. Now that one's done, back to the side motor mount. Now of course the new one does not come with this part. This is the part that goes to the engine. So we're gonna have to transfer this to the new one. Grabbing my 3 faceplate bolts. Well, that issue was fixed. On to the next repair. But I'm going to catch you in a different episode, of course. So peace for now.